Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we're engineered to win. In today's episode of Candid Conversations, I just wanted to talk to you about a trend that I'm seeing. It's so unfortunate, right? It's how we continue for ourselves as well for our kids or our nieces and nephews, those who come behind us. We are doing such a disservice to to those who like to our friends, to those who come behind us, on giving like either bad advice or no advice. Now, is no advice better than bad advice? Maybe, but I think we are smart enough that we can do better. Like we can be so knowledgeable and focused in on whatever sports is happening, whatever is the latest trend, music, entertainment, all that type of stuff, right? I mean, if we look at the what's on TV and Netflix and stuff like that, 99% of the world is entertainment. And we are so knowledgeable on that. We will binge watch whatever. But when it comes to like our decision making, how we allocate our time and our money, it is number one, there's not that much information on it, although there's a lot more now thanks to YouTube. But we we really neglect some of the most important parts, and then we end up having people go into a spiral, right? So we're going to talk about that, but before we even get into that, do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Help us grow, help us get the word out of the work that we are doing here. So much information being released on a daily basis, right? We go live just about every day. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Come and when we're live, come and interact with me in the chat. I would love to speak with you. I'd love to share, get your feedback, share you some of my perspective, and we can get to know each other a lot better, right? And we have our Patreon where we have the sport reviews that I upload, and you can get that for totally free. You can get in there, leave me some comments, let me know what you think. And if you want to get access to exclusive content that is only going to be on Patreon, you definitely want to join. And if you need one-on-one coaching, you can get that there as well. So all the information is there. Go to techcoachralph.dev, check it out. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will definitely get the answer for you, right? But let's get into our topic of today. So this stems from a consultation that I did the other day, right? And I'm not going to give you any details about it. I'll give you a little bit of details just to give you some context, but I'm not going to no personal information. But it's somebody who just recently graduated college, maybe like 3 weeks ago. And here's the part that is so tough to digest, is this person just recently graduated, and because they heard someone talking about a particular field that they didn't really study in school, now oh, I want to do that. But I'm like, all right, so do you have any experience in it? No, not at all. The part that really hurts me is that, and I've spoken about this before, is we don't do proper research in the direction that we're going in. So I know for a lot of people, it's a big deal. Like I can't tell you how many times I heard, oh, this is the first person to go to college, this is the first person to graduate college, all that stuff, right? But if the cost of going to college is going to leave you in debt, in despair, and without a sense of direction or purpose in what you're going to be doing, then it's like, was it even worth it? What it pains me to see is that how for ourselves as parents, as people in a position of being able to advise, or who should be advising those who are, the generation that's coming after us, and we don't do that. So now when I'm having these conversations with people who are trying to get into a particular tech field, and a lot of them either they did some type of, maybe they did some type of compute of some tech major, but then they never really they never like, and this happened to me too, right? I'll use myself. When I was growing up, always had a fascination with computers, putting computers together, taking them apart, making upgrades here and there. So I'm like, well, what am I going to go to college for? I'm like, oh, computer science. I guess absolutely no idea what computer science is, right? And when I actually get to college, it's totally like it's nothing that I had no idea what I was getting into. And if I was able to properly prepare when I was younger to like have a good idea of what programming is, what computer science is. I even went to a school, a magnet school, for my first 2 years of high school, which was supposed to be a computer based school, but we like, I mean, not to mention where the location of the school is not in the best neighborhood, but fair enough. But it was like we barely did anything related to computers, and it's like, where do we get, and at the time there was no YouTube around, no place to get this type of information in an easy fashion. But today, even if like I'm talking to the person who is unsure what they're going into, even if your parents or your grandparents or your aunt and your uncle did not, if they did not properly prepare you, but you have all the resources at your fingertip. You have a smartphone. You have YouTube. You have Facebook. You have like, I mean, you probably don't have LinkedIn if you are in high school or middle school and stuff like that. But you have so many different resources that you could start looking into the different fields. You know, they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, instead of us giving like, I remember when I was a kid and we would say, oh, we want to do this because we just see some cool stuff. But I think in today's day and age that question could be answered a lot better by us actually doing some research on what's going on out there. And the part that so now going into the older generation is, why do we continue to lead our kids down what's even the word I'm looking for, like down this black hole? We set up our kids to get into the worst sorts of student loan debt, making the worst decisions with no sense of direction. And now, so it's like going to college now is a checkbox. It's like, oh, I just got to check this off, right? I went to college. But what are we doing with this college education? Absolutely nothing. Now we can now those kids that we sent out to college to get their education, they have absolutely no use for it. They have a bunch of knowledge. They think they're so smart, but guess what? If that college degree is so valuable, so important, why can't you find a job with it? You paid so much money for something that you can't use. It's so unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. Like, for me to see this happening on a regular basis, right? It's like every person that I spoke to, like so many people, they're like trauma victims from, recovering from boot camps. They went to college for this or for that, and now it's like, all right, well, I want to get into tech. I get into a boot camp, and the boot camps end up scamming you just like your college education. See, I don't think the college education is bad. I think it's very useful, but you're not using it properly. You're not properly applying it. And it's so sad to see how much money is being wasted, how much time is being wasted. But, you have fun partying in college and stuff like that. But now you get out of college and now you have all the student loan debt. And most likely as a parent, you probably co-signed the student loans for your children. So now your name is right alongside of theirs that you owe over $100,000 in student loan debt. And then we want to say, oh, student loan debt is unfair. But no. You did not properly research. The school is going to get their money. The banks are going to get their money. But you are going to be struggling for the rest of your life. So this message is to parents as well as to the as well as to the people who are looking to go into college, who might be in college now, who might just recently graduate. You have to be laser focused at a very young age. I know you might feel like, oh, I want to be a writer, I want to be a journalist, I want to go into political science. Please by all means, do not go into political science. I do not like politics whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure I am way more knowledgeable just through common sense. And so in a lot of these political topics, because see, and how much did you pay for that, right? Like, I think that we need to do a better job and stop acting and making these really, really expensive decisions based on how we feel, based on our interests and our likes, and look for what is going to put us in the best position to win. See, here on this channel, we are about winning. Like, put your feelings to the side. Is what I'm doing going to be beneficial to me? And if the answer is no, then don't do it. Don't do it. Like, and that's just me being honest with you. Because you're going to be complaining, oh, I can't find a job, oh, the economy is so bad, all that type of stuff. But do we ever ask ourselves, how do we contribute to the situation that we find ourselves in? And I think once you can start answering that honestly, then you'll start making the necessary changes. I really wish that, one, if you don't have the people to give you the right advice, you go and you look for the right advice. And usually if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably not true. Look up, like, why do we pay this money for stuff that we haven't committed to? Like, we're like, you should not go. I don't believe you should be going to college just to go to college, just for general education. Life teaches you general education. I believe in being very, very targeted, very, very specific. Having a plan and executing that plan. Now, when you have goals and plans, they're going to change along the way, but following down the path of your plan keeps you on track, gets you a lot closer than just being wild with it. I don't want to have these conversations with people that said, oh, I went to college for this, but I really don't want to do it. I'm like, well, how much do you owe in student loan debt? Oh, an egregious amount of money. And that's why when I am working with those that I'm coaching, I'm like, all right, this is our plan. What is that we're actually looking for? Why are we not focused? Today, I had a coaching call this morning, and one thing I do when I first start coaching, I'm like, all right, we are going to get some habits in place that are going to make us very locked in. We're going to set up our calendar for one example, using your calendar religiously. So this morning in the coaching call, because what I'll do is every like I'll say, all right, let's check out your calendar. Let me make sure you're using it. Let me see if you have everything scheduled. So this morning on the coaching call, I'm like, pop quiz. Let me see your calendar, because I hadn't asked him about it in a couple of weeks. I'm like, all right, let me see your calendar, making sure you're still on point. It is so important as parents that you have the power of the internet at your fingertips. You have YouTube to be able to research. You have roadmap.sh that tells you, like, so now start guiding your children, put them in programs that's going to guide them into a position that's going to make them successful and not dependent. Not hoping that the government is going to be putting some policies in place that's going to that you're going to be dependent on the government for the rest of your life. Not sending your kids off to college because it's going to make you feel good. It's going to make them feel good. You know what makes me feel good? Not having to worry if my child is going to have food or not. That's what makes me feel good. So for our own lives, for the lives of our kids, our grandkids, we need to start taking control of the decisions that we're making, the decisions that they're going to make. Stop like, oh, whatever they want to do, whatever they want to do. No. You need to do your research. You need to have a certain set of guidelines. It's a free world, but it's a free world for you to choose from these 5 things. These things, they're going to, like, if you choose one of these 5 things, it's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. And if they say, no, I'm going to do what I want to do, then let them go. But you have to take, like, my number one goal is to put my child in the best position to win. And I'll just give you quick insight. How does that look like? Start researching early. What is going, where are the trends going? How do, at a very, very young age, I start pushing them towards those trends? Have them start getting familiar with the computer. Have them start playing games that's going to teach them how to code. Have them start building their own programs. Have them start going to Udemy courses. Like once they are able to pick up on it and comprehend. Build applications with them. Make it as part of their learning curriculum that, all right, now that you're this age, we're going to be taking this course together. Learning how to code. Let me see you build this thing. Asking questions, being able to present it, articulate it. Teaching other people. But for me, it is critical. It is essential that we're not just going to live like the wild, wild west and just let them wing it. I can't do it. Because we hear about, being able to retire with dignity and stuff like that. I don't want myself, my family, my children, my children's children to have to be in a position to be dependent on anyone. But that takes me putting them in that right position so that they can excel. That's my thoughts. I think we need to work a lot harder. We need to do a lot better in controlling the narrative and not saying, whatever my kids want, they're free to do this. No, they're not. They're not. Because guess what? You are, like, if you cannot take care of yourself, if you are begging someone to help you, then you are not free. You are not. If you have to beg, you are not free. So start doing your research. Start putting them in programs and stop letting these damn kids have all these options, whether they want to do it or they don't want to do it. Some things should not be a choice. Winning should not be a choice. And if they don't want to do it, let them go. That's just me. Some people are like, oh, you can't do that. You must not know me very well. All right. So anyways, that's my thoughts. I just want to see people do better, make better decisions, plan better. I know when I was young, I did not have that mindset. I didn't have that vision, but I didn't know. But now there is no excuses. As parents, you have kids. Start pushing them to see a better path, a better way. Put them in contact with people who are willing to help them grow, help them win. All right. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Candid Conversations. Do me a big favor on your way out. If you haven't done so already, if you got this far, just subscribe to the channel. Help us grow. Help us get the message out. And if you need some one-on-one coaching, if you want to get access to our expert review, if you want to get exclusive content that I only have on Patreon, go to techcoachralph.dev, see what I'm offering over there. If you find that appealing, definitely sign up. Like I said, you can sign up for free, get our smart reviews. If you need one-on-one coaching, if you want me to work with you personally, if you want to work on some of the projects the real projects that we're building to putting out there so that we can have actual visibility, be able to articulate the work that we're doing, then go to techcoachralph.dev, sign up, hit me up. We can work together. We will run it up. As always, as you see the hoodie says, there are no days off. Let's run it up. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great rest of your week. This is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.